toys. What's the message?
Jesus died on that cross so we could live, and this is not living.
Amen. I respect that.
Trump might never give a shit about the cost to human lives that the decisions that he makes, but we're having a really hard time here in Texas this week. It's been a really bad week for us. Everything's just about money to these people. They don't even see us as human. They don't see us as human. We're just collateral damage. These poor little girls and their parents. And a lot of y'all are out here saying they deserve all of this because they voted for Donald Trump. That's fine. That's fine. You can feel that way, but I'm crying for these little girls. I am crying for them. If you don't want to, that's fine. I heard somebody this week say that it is not anti-fascist to believe that children of Trump supporters deserve to die because their parents support a Nazi fascist piece of shit. And I believe that. I didn't vote for him. And you can claim that I did, and that I'm just pretending, and that I'm just faking it. Fuck you. These kids are never gonna see their mama ever again. And it's because the government decided to save a buck. I wake up this morning to videos of whole families standing outside of Alligator Alcatraz, taking family pictures with each other, laughing. I wake up to people talking about how this was Biden's fault. No, Biden's fault. So surprising that y'all go there. Shocking. I'm sick of sharing a country with these people. So sick of these hateful, disgusting motherfuckers. They are so hateful and disgusting, in fact, that they are making people who typically care about the lives of others and about the lives of children act like absolute feral fucking animals. Talking about they deserve it. Y'all deserve it.
Kids don't deserve to pay for their parents' votes. That's baseline humanity. But here's the reality. When you vote for someone who campaigns on cutting regulations, gutting safety inspections, and slashing emergency funding, this is what happens. Infrastructure fails. People die. The most vulnerable always pay first. Some people online are celebrating these tragedies, saying these families deserve it for who they voted for. That's disgusting. You don't get moral high ground by cheering for dead children. But empathy for victims doesn't erase accountability for voters. These parents supported gutting government oversight. Then their government failed them because there wasn't enough oversight. That's not karma. That's cause and effect. Grieve for the kids. Hold the adults accountable. Both can be true.
What do you think about the funding of Ukraine?
No, I don't think that should happen.
Why not?
Because we need to take care of America first.
I'd make the argument that funding Ukraine is exactly how we put America first, because a lot of people think we're sending cash backs, but we're sending old military equipment, right? And after we send that military equipment, we get to create new American jobs to restock and repile that.
That's a good point.
On top of that, do you think Vladimir Putin's our enemy?
Not really.
Really, why not?
Because I think he's trying to run his own country. And he's not, I don't think he is a threat to America.
It's okay that he's running his own country, but the problem is when he starts to invade other countries next to him. So we should protect our allies, essentially, right?
I agree. So that's like us trying to invade Canada.
And that wouldn't be okay.
Right.
So to piece my argument together, we're creating new American jobs, and in the process, we get to protect an ally, a sovereign country, Ukraine, from, I think Vladimir Putin is a dictator. He's a threat. He's not a good guy. So I think we're protecting America's interests. I think this is exactly how we put America first, right? Can you see that point of view?
That is a very good point. That's a good point. You've educated me a lot. I appreciate that.
Awesome. And we're both coming from the same point of view of putting America first.
Right.
How can we put America first on the world stage? And sometimes it scares me when they say we put America first by letting Vladimir Putin do what he wants. That doesn't make sense.
Right. How old are you?
21.
You're very wise for your age.
This is how you actually change minds. No screaming, no condescension, just walking through the logic. Watch what happens. Confident voter comes in repeating talking points. Guy calmly explains we're not sending cash, we're sending old equipment. We're creating American jobs to replace it. We're protecting democracy from a dictator. And she actually listens, actually processes it, says that's a good point. People can change when you give them space to do it without humiliation. Most talking points collapse under basic scrutiny. Isolationism doesn't make you stronger. Letting dictators run wild doesn't protect America. That 21-year-old understood it. Now she does too. That's education.
Okay, yes. MAGA, 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 MAGA. Trump is making America great again. How is he making it great? Okay. He is great for the economy. Oh, he's tanking the economy. He's great for the stock market. Oh, he crashed the stock market? He made food prices go down. They're so cheap now. They're so expensive now? And the tariffs are about to make them go even higher? Shit. He has amazing foreign policy. I just love the way he deals with all the other world leaders. Oh, everyone in the world hates us right now, including Canada and Mexico, our closest allies. He creates jobs. He's a job creator. He's bringing American jobs back. Oh, he lost 250,000 jobs this past month? Oof, Jesus. I don't get it. Can someone explain to me why we voted for him? Why did we vote for him? What was the point?
Every single promise. Economy tanked, stock market crashed, food prices higher than ever, tariffs making it worse. Foreign policy, the world hates us. Jobs, lost 250,000 last month. This is voting based on vibes instead of policy. Campaign slogans instead of track records. The previous 4 years showed us exactly what would happen. Exploding deficit, bungled pandemic, trade wars that destroyed farms, and people thought, let's do that again. Most didn't know the actual policies. They just felt seen, validated, given someone to blame. That emotional connection beat any policy paper. Now they're stuck, can't admit they got played without swallowing pride. But your grocery bill doesn't care about feelings. 250,000 lost jobs don't care about ego.
If he said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years, would you still vote for him?
If he said what?
He would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. If he went up to a 10-year-old girl and he said he was going to be dating her in 10 years, would you still support him?
Oh, dude. Did he actually say that?
I'm just asking in the condition that that's true. Would you support him?
Stop. If you're asking me that right now, did he actually say that? And what's the source? Because that's
in the condition of him saying that, would you support him?
Oh man, look at you. Dude, if he truly, you know what? No, I wouldn't, but I support I support the policies, but I'd like to see, no, I wouldn't support if I saw that.
He's getting the footage for you.
Yeah,
oh God.
listen.
Okay.
Thursday night. You going up the escalator? Yeah. I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
Woo. Oh, that's a tough one, man.
On camera, in front of witnesses, said he'd be dating a 10-year-old in 10 years. Watch the supporter's face. Disbelief, then discomfort. That's tough, man, because there are lines decent people can't cross. Sexualizing a child is one of them. But then, I support the policies. That's cognitive dissonance in real time. Compartmentalizing behavior that would disqualify anyone else because you've invested too much in defending them. Character doesn't matter as long as he's getting things done. Except he's not. Economy's tanking, jobs disappearing, and you're defending someone who said that about a child. At what point is enough? Enough.
Have you guys heard about the MAGA crash out happening on X? Donald Trump's liaison to the far-right extremist and self-described white Christian nationalist, Laura Loomer, tweeted this. So many grifters turning on President Trump. I hope he punishes all of them. Oh, that's not all. Take screenshots of every single right-winger who is talking shit about Trump right now. Post them under this post. I have most of them, but I don't want to miss any. Now, there's a large portion of MAGA that voted for Donald Trump under the campaign promise of no more wars. A lot of those guys were Iraq and Afghanistan veterans. And this fucking wacko wants to put your name on a list. This is the shit I've been trying to warn you about. Is this the direction that you want America to go? When Laura Loomer calls for Trump voters to be put on a list, right? You might want to rethink about what the fuck you're doing. And remember, it was the Yahtzee defectors.
MAGA, Trump voters, you guys have been claiming all along that we are not a democracy, we are a constitutional republic, right? Well, first of all, those are the same thing. I mean, a constitutional republic is a form of democracy. So stop making that claim because you're just looking stupid. But your guy, the president, doesn't know that he's supposed to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. And let's be honest, he would get rid of the Constitution if he could, because then he could do whatever he wants without any checks and balances, without any restraints, without any of the systems that we've had in place for 250 years to prevent a dictator from taking control. And MAGA voters are just thrilled to watch it happen because they think they're going to get what they want policy-wise, and they think they'll be in power forever. The whole point of our system is to prevent that, which is why a lot of people on the left will say, if you voted for Trump, you are as much of a traitor as he is.
Laura Loomer wants to put critics on a list, including the voters who supported him but dared to ask questions. You showed up, wore the hat, cheered at rallies. Now you're a target because you said, maybe 5 new wars isn't what we signed up for. This is textbook authoritarianism, not Hollywood soldiers. The real version where loyalty is the only currency, where questions make you a traitor, where even supporters aren't safe if they step out of line. When you dismantle checks and balances, normalize presidents above the law, treat the Constitution like a suggestion, you don't just hurt enemies, you lose your own protection too. That list isn't for Democrats. It's for anyone who becomes inconvenient. Still winning?
So I need MAGA to explain something to me. How did your anti-war president become the biggest warmonger since George W. Bush, and yet you don't seem to be making a single fuss about it anywhere online? So now the tyrant-in-chief is talking about having a ground invasion go into the country of Venezuela. You're probably like, where did this news come from? Because it doesn't make sense to anyone. And for those of us who are at home keeping score right now, that is a man saying that he wants to invade another country, and that is after he has already bombed Iran, bombed Yemen, bombed Somalia, said that he was going to annex Gaza, said that he was going to take parts of Canada from them, changing the lines of demarcation, saying that he wants to take Greenland from our NATO ally, Denmark, saying that he wanted to take the Panama Canal from Panama, said that he wants to bomb parts of Mexico, and like, I don't really care how you feel about it. This guy is insane. This guy is absolutely insane. And then after criticizing Joe Biden for giving missiles to Ukraine that they might strike inside of Russia with, now he's doing the exact same thing. So MAGA, where are you right now? He's even talking about going back into Afghanistan. Where are you right now? Here's what I believe. For all the MAGA weirdos that might find this video talking shit in the comment section, this is what I believe. I believe that you believe in nothing. I think you believe in nothing. I think that you will think whatever daddy tells you to think. I think you will say whatever daddy tells you to say, and I think you will jump when he tells you to jump. I do not believe for a moment that you actually care about anything revolving anti-war. I think once he tells you how you're supposed to feel, that's how you feel, and that's the end. Your whole movement's a joke. You're all in a goddamn cult, and you're just too stupid to admit it.
The anti-war candidate is now bombing Iran, Yemen, Somalia, threatening Venezuela, talking Afghanistan invasion, giving Ukraine the same missiles he criticized the previous administration for. Where's the outrage from voters who said they wanted to end endless wars? Silent. Because they never actually cared about war or peace. They cared about their team winning. Previous administration sends aid, warmongering. Current one does the exact same thing and more. Strength. You don't get to call yourself anti-war, then stay silent when your guy becomes the biggest warmonger in decades. No principles, just talking points. And when those become inconvenient, they vanish.
Day 2 of the big beautiful bill, which I voted for, and I still have my benefits. Social Security, disability income, Medicaid, Medicare, food stamps, so everything's all good.
The last 4 years, we've been held hostage under the Democratic rule. That is horrible, horrible, horrible. We've had more taxes. We paid more for everything. It's that. We paid for everything. The middle income America was paying for the Democratic, all this.
I just want to clarify, you didn't like Biden and Harris's tax code.
I did not.
Would you ever vote for it again?
No.
Under any circumstances?
No.
It was Trump's tax code.
No, it was Obama's. It was Obama.
Who's the president? Trump or Democrats? I'll wait. Who's the president? Democrats or Trump? I'll wait. I'm not losing my ass to side for Democrats.
Are most Republicans uninformed and uneducated about the policies of the country we live in? The answer to that would be no. I received a comment from someone who compared conservatism to right-wing republicanism. And while there may be some overlap between them, we cannot conflate those two ideologies and those two groups of people. The genius of Trump is that he appeals to his base's whiteness. And as I spoke about in a different video, it's better for you to be poor and white than it is for you to be in a multicultural country. That's what a lot of them believe. So his largely poor, uneducated white base support him because he appeals to their sensibilities of being white and what that means in this country. But they're largely not being helped by any of his policies. In fact, all of the things that he has taken away are going to impact them. I've been thinking large and wide recently about the reach and the pull that he has on this specific subset of people in this country, and how the idea of whiteness is something that supersedes all in all of these settler colonies that we live in, the new white identity is all they have. And when you don't have the money, you don't have the power, you don't have the access, racism is where your power lies. Being white is where your power lies. Not realizing that the people that are keeping you poor in this country are other rich white people, because the system is being ran by wealthy white people, which is why we now have a bunch of billionaires as the cabinet of the United States of America, and you feel somehow empowered by that. Happy Monday.
He's naming something people don't want to hear, the role of racial identity in political appeal. For a significant portion of the base, particularly poor white rural voters, this isn't about economic policy. It's validation of identity in a changing America. For some, being poor and white in a predominantly white country feels better than being middle class in a multicultural one. That's not material conditions. That's status, hierarchy. Who gets to be default American? The candidate didn't promise to make lives materially better. His policies actively hurt them. He promised to restore social dominance, put them back on top culturally even if they stayed broke. But here's the brutal irony. The people keeping them poor are other rich white people. The billionaire cabinet, the corporations lobbying for tax cuts. The system isn't run by immigrants. It's run by people at the top, and facing that is harder than blaming the immigrant working next to you.
I got a serious question for all you MAGA fuckers out there. The ones that voted for him because of inflation. How's that working out for you? Because every time I go to the fucking grocery store, everything just keeps getting more and more and more expensive. Like every week, it seems. And you do realize it's because of the tariffs, right? That has a lot to do with it. All of these tariffs being placed on products that come from overseas. And not just that, but materials used to make products, to build houses, to build vehicles, everything. This is causing the cost of everything to skyrocket. And we told you this was going to happen, and y'all told us that we were crazy and stupid for saying it. And yet it's happening right in front of our faces. Why do y'all still keep denying it? And acting like this is what makes America great somehow. And let's talk about immigration while we're at it. A lot of y'all voted for him because you all were sick of the illegals. And then you tried to tell us that they were only going to go after the ones that were out here committing crimes and whatever. That's a load of shit. Because let me tell you what, I work in a place full of immigrants, okay? They all came over here through a legal pathway. They did everything right, everything that was expected of them. And now, because the program that they came here under has been eliminated, their legal status is being revoked. And the company I work for has been told that they have to terminate all these people because they're being sent back to where they came from and they don't have any other option. They did everything the right way. They went through hell to come to this country to make a better life for themselves, and now they're being screwed over. And y'all don't see anything wrong with that? Seriously? Something's very wrong with you people if you're okay with all of what's happening right now. Because the things that you voted this man in office to do, to fix, he's not fixing anything. He's just making everything worse and turning this country into a hellscape for everybody that lives here. So I hope you realize what you've done. And please don't even come at me with all your "what about Biden" bullshit, because that dude was too old to be in office anyway, and he no longer has any influence over anything. So let's pay attention to what we have going on today. Okay, thanks.
Everything promised to fix is getting exponentially worse under current policies. Grocery prices skyrocketing from tariffs. Economists warned you. Basic math warned you. Tariffs on imports means higher prices. Period. Then immigration. People who came legally, followed every rule, did everything right, now being deported because their programs got eliminated. That's not securing borders. That's cruelty. Tearing apart families who contributed, paid taxes, played by the rules. And the deflection, what about Biden? He's not president. He's not making decisions. Everything happening now is current leadership. If you can't hold the person in power accountable, you're not a citizen. You're a fan. The country doesn't need fans. It needs people willing to admit when they were wrong.
Well, 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 what do we have here? MAGA voters are moving to Russia because it feels like America during the 1950s. It's like a dream come true. Look at it. They're so disillusioned by the way things have been going in the United States, and they praise Russia's Christianity, stunning scenery, and beautiful women. And they're also supportive of, you guessed it, Vladimir Putin. It seems they've lost faith in their hero, Donald J. Trump, and they're going straight to the source, Vladimir Putin. Oh, and they also believe Putin's narrative about the decision to invade Ukraine. Meet Peter, ladies. Peter Froween. Is that how you say your name, Peter? We'll just call you Peter. Hopes to start a family in his new home of Yalta with one of the 20% of Russian women who he says look like supermodels. And check out the stunning scenery. Pictured snowfall in Moscow in May. I mean, come on, MAGA. This guy or Donald Trump? You do the math. You're winning with Vladimir Putin. Duh. And get this, we even got testimonials. Rose, 49, relocated to Russia from Tallahassee, Florida with his wife and children and has not looked back since. I often say it feels like our positive vision of the 1950s America, he says. Ooh, right before civil rights. One program manager from Texas who wished to remain anonymous suggested Russia offered a simpler way of life. People are running around in America wondering why we have so many problems with suicide and depression, and they'll virtue signal and talk about the phones and it's this and that, and the reality is children are not allowed to be children, the father of 6 said. Doesn't that sound fun, MAGA? His comment bears echoes of the conservative Christian Feenstra family who moved from Canada to Russia to escape the LGBT ideology. Right? Farmer Aren Feenstra and his wife Anine made the decision to move their family of 10 from Canada to Russia in January. However, their dream appeared to go quickly downhill upon their arrival. Downhill? What do you mean? The proceeds from selling their farm in rural Canada were immediately frozen as their Russian bank deemed the sum suspicious. Oh, that's no big deal. That happens all the time. Now, back to the good times in Moscow. MAGA, look at that. You could live like kings and queens over there. I mean, this is Russia, MAGA. All the fun you can have. If this is what you mean when you say, make America great again, you know, that means Trump supporters go to Russia. I am 110% in. I am 10 toes down for it, baby. Trump supporters, what are you waiting for? Get to Russia now. Trump supporters, get those knee pads and those elbow pads ready. Because Jack Smith and Fonnie Willis and Letitia James and Alvin Bragg are coming for you. It's over, MAGA. It really is.
Some packed up and moved to Russia because modern Russia feels more like 1950s America. They said the quiet part out loud. Voters are waking up to tariffs, deportations, economic collapse, some questioning, some doubling down, some fleeing. The lesson? Elections have consequences, policies matter, character matters. When you vote for someone promising to burn it all down, don't act surprised standing in the ashes. To voters genuinely starting to see what happened, it's not too late to admit you were wrong, not too late to change course, not too late to demand better. Drop a comment. Are we being too harsh? Or is accountability exactly what this moment needs? Like, share, subscribe. This story's far from over. This is Mind Mirror. Stay sharp.